In 2018, the Indianapolis Colts jumped from the 30th ranked defense the year prior to the 11th best defense in the NFL. And this was in no small part because of Darius Leonard. The rookie inside linebacker came in and contributed in every way possible. No matter if it was through tackles, sacks, fumbles, or interceptions, Darius could do it all. And it looks as though he'll be a staple in the Colts defense for the next decade. But the fact that he even made it this far is incredible. That's why in today's video, I want to take a look at how Darius went from reject to Defensive Rookie of the Year, and his incredible journey along the way. But before we get into the video, if you could like and subscribe, it would mean so much to me and the channel. Alright, let's get into this. Like any good underdog story, let's start with Darius' rough upbringing. From Nichols, South Carolina, Darius was born to a single mother and had 8 siblings. By the time he had reached middle school, 2 of his brothers had already been sentenced to life in prison. But Darius' life wasn't all gloom and doom. As he went to Lakeview High School, he was beginning to emerge as quite an athlete, but not in the sport you'd expect. Darius was a skinny 180-pound power forward on the basketball court, and he was known as Mr. High Flyer due to his incredible leaping ability, as can be seen in this video. But while mostly being known for his basketball prowess, Darius was quickly beginning to take a liking for football, on and off the field. As a do-it-all player in high school, he quickly emerged, making plays on both sides of the ball. But as Darius matured, he began to fall in love with something else: the University of Clemson. Leonard had a stepbrother who'd played there named Anthony Waters. He was 10 years a senior. He'd been taking Darius to games in Death Valley for years, and Darius had fallen in love with the university, calling it his dream school. Darius made it his goal to receive a scholarship from Clemson University, which he would receive, but unfortunately his SAT scores at the time made Darius academically ineligible, and Clemson pulled their offer, but they did give him priority walk-on status, putting a chip on Darius' shoulder. Now with Darius no longer planning on attending Clemson, he switched his sights to South Carolina State, a local FCS school. He accepted their scholarship without even having visited the campus, and entered in as a skinny 6'2", 180-pound linebacker. Darius quickly beefed up, putting on muscle, but was still considered too small to play his freshman year. Once Darius got on the field, he quickly established himself as one of the most dominant linebackers in the FCS. But Darius was still playing in the FCS and was relatively unknown. But all that changed on September 17, 2016. Darius would be able to play against the college that left him out to dry. That day in Death Valley, Darius Leonard was the lone bright spot in Clemson's 59-0 rout of South Carolina State, compiling 19 tackles in a dominating performance. The NFL was officially on notice, and Colts GM Chris Ballard called out the game where he took notice to Leonard. Following this game, a fellow peer told Leonard that he'd played like a maniac against Clemson, earning him his current nickname, the Maniac. Darius would finish his junior year in 2016 with 124 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 4 forced fumbles. Darius followed up his exceptional 2016 with an even better senior season in 2017. Putting together 113 tackles, 8.5 sacks, picking off 2 balls, and forcing a fumble, securing him an invite to the Senior Bowl. At the Senior Bowl, Leonard had 14 tackles, and there started to be whispers in NFL circles that Darius was a potential sleeper pick. But Darius hadn't quite made it yet. At the 2018 NFL Combine, Darius ran an abysmal 4.7 40-yard dash. But this wasn't due to a lack of speed. Leonard had injured himself. With an already injured quad, Darius pulled a hamstring while running the 40, causing his draft stock to fall. In the months following the Combine, Darius showed how tough he was though, working out for NFL teams while injured. Many GMs took note of this grit, and on April 27, 2018, during day 2 of the NFL Draft, Darius' hard work finally paid off when the Colts selected him 36th overall. But the hiccups in Darius' journey were still far from over. During rookie minicamp, Darius re-injured his quad, leading to him having to watch from the sideline till training camp. But during this time off, Darius had one of the most important encounters of his life, when he met NFL Hall of Famer Derek Brooks. Brooks would coach up Darius on his technique and help prepare him for the league, getting him ready for the challenge ahead. After he had healed, Darius was dominant in the Colts training camp, earning himself the starting job and the green sticker on his helmet. Darius had made the jump from FCS to starting inside linebacker for the Colts in just a year. Once the season began, Darius had his breakout performance in Week 2 against the Redskins, totaling 19 tackles and a sack. He followed this up with another dominant performance against the Eagles, Texans, Bills, Cowboys, and Titans. Once in the playoffs, Darius had 2 great performances against the Texans and Chiefs, but the Colts unfortunately lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round. Darius would finish his rookie year with 163 tackles, 7 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions. This impressive stat line and performance led to him beating out Derwin James and Bradley Chubb for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Darius showed us this year how dominant he can be, and if he stays on the straight and narrow, he could go down as one of the greatest linebackers of all time. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to see how Darius Leonard went from reject to Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'll see y'all in the next one.